The second time my dad fought Mike Tyson, I was 9. It was literally the first time I'd ever seen him box live.
You can hardly hear yourself think here already because the British fans have been making a thunderous noise. Bruno's undergone 2 lots of eye surgery and has proved many people wrong. Glenn, still Bruno for you?
I still think he can do it.
We were sat outside Dad's dressing room. Tyson's team and him came out first. This guy looked like an absolute monster. We both were sitting there and we was petrified. He was scary to me. He just was an animal.
For the first time in his life in the United States, Mike Tyson emerges to a chorus of boos.
Bruno has so much support here.
As I watched Frank crossing himself on that walk to the ring, my immediate thought was, he looks like a man walking towards the gallows. You know, you can have all the support, you can have a whole country like Bruno did. But then, when you get in that ring, it's you, the referee, and the other guy. That's lonely.
Tyson! Bruno! Let's get it on!
Tyson's camp have warned they'll start explosively. Let's see. Tyson trying to let go with the right hand. Bruno's going to have to be careful as he's caught with that right hand. Big right hand. Tyson with the left hand, but it's not with Bruno.
I didn't like it watching him box. I was just hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
What an opening round. Bruno was badly stuck at the year's cut. Bad cut by the left eye.
As a young girl, seeing your dad hurt like that, I just wanted to run in there and cuddle him and get him out of there. And also, I kind of wanted to hit Mike Tyson as well. I was angry.
You're getting fucking slower and slower. Now listen to me, Frank. This is all you fucking wanted. Throw the uppercuts with some fucking venom and win the agility. Now come on, you know you can win the fight. Well, fucking we'll win it, right?
The hardest person to knock out is a guy that's got nothing to lose.
Short left hook there. Tyson has not lost his punch.
He just can't find the answer to the rushes that Tyson's throwing at him.
Bruno is standing there again. He's got by the right hand. He can't keep on taking it like this. Again, Bruno. Now he takes up on the clock. By 3, 4, 5 punch combination. Right uppercut starting in. Bruno's in desperate trouble. It's going to be stopped. It's over. Bruno's lost his title. And Iron Mike is champion all over again. It was too much for Bruno. His reign is over after 6.5 months.
It had always been Frank's dream to become the world heavyweight champion. He worked so hard to achieve it, and then within 6 months it had been taken away from him again.
With hindsight, I wish Frank Bruno would have retired. He could have gone out as the world champion. It wasn't about money. He was at the top of his game. And now he'd been ruined.
The new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
travelling, I tried for my family, I tried for myself, and I couldn't do no more than that. I'm sorry. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's very, very cruel. But then again, it's a very, very cruel business.
What will you do now, Frank? I mean, people will say, well, is that the end of the Bruno story or what?
I've had a good time in my life, and at the moment I want to sort of like, just sit there, I don't make no haste decisions and make a fool of myself.
When I saw him again, Frank had in fact total retinal detachment. He had further surgery which was able to reattach the retina, but because of the nature of the injury, the centre part of the vision has unfortunately been irreversibly damaged. I had to tell him firmly and finally that that was it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming. I'm just here to say that I'm officially retired, and any questions you want to ask.
Tyson was the one that my dad lost to twice. He's always going to be his demon. He was the reason for his career ending. That must have been tough.
Trainer George Francis goes, your hardest fight is going to be when you retire. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. But like me, when I retired, I definitely knew what it was all about. Because you put on weight and you get lazy, your aggression starts declining, the mental health starts kicking in, and it's drama.
A lot of fighters, when they retire from the sport, are left feeling very empty. It would have been like absolute hell on earth.
When you've been doing something that's part of your existence is that, and it's taken away from you, you don't exist anymore. I know you still breathe, you know, and you still walk around. But in reality, for yourself, for what counts, for how you feel, you don't exist anymore.
Boxing was dad and dad was boxing. That was him. That's what he'd lived for and that's all he knew. I could see things getting more strange with mum and dad and things not, they weren't getting on kind of thing. So I knew something wasn't right. I just didn't know what to do with himself. He just struggled sleeping, he struggled to settle down. I just remember thinking, that's not my dad anymore. You never think it's going to be a point where you need to get doctors or anything involved because I just thought he was just having like a bad patch.
And he goes on to drugs and drink, and physically he went downhill, and mentally he went downhill even quicker. He ended up with his eldest daughter insisting on getting him sectioned, and he ended up in a mental hospital.
Bipolar disorder could be linked to Bruno having to wrestle with these questions of who he is as a person and what he represents. We cannot understand the pressures that he was under, what he had to go through, and him wrestling with these kind of different versions of Frank Bruno. You can't tell the Frank Bruno story without the Mike Tyson story.
I'm looking quite forward to it, you know? Here we are, yes. I haven't seen it for ages. I've got a lot to catch up with him. I did that 5 years off.
When did I first hear about Frank Bruno? Hey, that seems so long ago. Seems like 1,000 light years away. And I was a totally different kind of person. I can't believe I am who I am now. Who the hell is this guy?
Bruno and Tyson weren't just significant boxers. They were cultural icons in their respective countries.
I'm here for you, baby. I'm here for you.
You okay?
Their paths crossed at certain moments in their lives, and at each and every moment, Tyson was there thwarting Bruno. He became this kind of spectre.
Seat over here.
Yeah.
And I think in some ways it's been a bit sad at times to see Bruno so haunted by Mike Tyson.
Yeah. How you doing, brother?
Nice, very good, man. Went through a bit rocky here and there, but on the right path, you know?
When you're in London and walking the street, what is it like?
It's nice. It's nice vibes. You still got a lot of people that love you and respect you, you know what I mean? They follow you and worship you, you know what I mean?
Don't you think, like, wow, this is what I brought this to my life. You're Frank freaking Bruno.
You're Mike Tyson. I remember when he was in the cat school when you was 15 and we sparred together and I met you from there, but watched you grow up.
You met Cuss, you knew Cuss, man. That was so amazing.
When your cousin's talking, he's like a pastor, but as well as a no-nonsense man, you know what I mean?
You were the European champion, I think, then.
Yeah.
And they had high hopes for you.
Yeah, but you was a man
Yeah.
The puncher was going to stop my high hopes, and you did, but no regrets, you know?
We're going to be so many things before the time we die. Till we die, we figure, this is who I am. We reach that place of, this is where I'm going to be when I leave. Life has been a learning lesson, and life has been re-educating myself.
Getting rid of the hangers-oners.
Yeah, those people leave when you have nothing left, you don't have to get rid of them. You hit rock bottom, they leave anyway.
Whoa, heavy, yeah. Heavy, man. Mike had a wife called Robin Gibbons.
Remember that stuff?
I remember it like it was yesterday. And the girl, 1 minute Mike was crashing his car into a tree. She had
she got me good.
You know, the father's phoned about 5 or maximum 6 times, you know, but...
I was horrible in love. The love was just disaster.
Yeah.
It wiped you out, man. It wiped you out. Man. I need to be in the mental ward. I wasn't well. We just lived in life.
Yeah, definitely.
That's God made us to learn and to remember.
Yeah. I do remember, unfortunately, yeah.
I think all the delays just stressed him out. They really messed with his head.
Well, I was hoping it did. I don't know. I just went out there the first round. I tried to knock him out. I was trying to catch him with a solid shot. And the shots I was hitting him with, he was taking them. And he came back a couple of shots, and he was fighting really good. As a matter of fact, he staggered me, hit me with a good shot in the first round. It was like electricity hit you. I saw the white lights. You don't know if you're really knocked out. You think you might be down. You don't know if you're down or not. You boom! It's exploded. It's walked into a bomb. And he was at his best at that time. That was a tough fight for me.
When I fought him for the second time, I shouldn't have been there, but I had a family that I got to provide for. You don't need to go and rob a bank. And I had to go in there with such retina. One of the doctors, American doctors, then he stopped the fight, you know. And he was looking at me kind of strange, like my eye was flickering, but it's no excuse. That's boxing. If you bust your arm, you got the other hand. If you ain't got that hand, you got your head.
You know, the doctor told him, you might lose the sight in your eye if you fight again. But he was determined to keep going. He was amazingly brave.
That's what fighters do. That's why it's very few of us. he had more fire, more vigor in the first fight than he had in the second fight. Before I even got out of prison, the contract was already signed. Being champion again, that was the only thing in my mind. I want to know that I can do it again, even after I've been locked up. And then key thrown away and all that stuff, you know.
You've been through whatever you've been through, but I've been through it myself. But unfortunately, it's been slapped all over the papers, like saying cuckoo, madness, and whatever. And if you can handle it, I can handle it. You know what I mean?
But listen, we're all crazy. Frank Bruno went into one mental health facility. I've been around 10 of them. Okay, so this is what we have to go through sometimes. You know, I don't feel sorry for nobody because I know this is our journey that we have to deal with. We have to go through this journey. And I don't want no one to feel sorry for me as well. Can you imagine if we fought again?
Yeah.
Frank would probably win. So that would never hit him. The Frank Bruno legacy moves on. Moves on.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, listen, right? I got the title the baddest man in the world. I'm the scariest fighter that ever lived. And that's really funny. I'm just one of those scary fighters. I come across as ferocious because it's my fear. It's like fire. You can use it, you can command it, it can warm you up, but if you get afraid, you let it get out of control, it can kill you and everything around you.
Mike, you look after yourself,
You do, brother. You look
nice
good,
one.
man.
Yeah, nice one. You too. You too. Respect, man.
I don't think about much of anything, but I know this. I know me, Michael Gerard Tyson's brain, my mind, forget my brain, my mind is a torture chamber. And it's not my friend. So I have to control it in order to have any kind of stability in my life. And that's my biggest problem today, yeah. Staying in control.
You wouldn't know what it was like meeting the real Mike Tyson away from all the entourage sitting down chilling. Everybody has their criticism, but I've got the greatest amount of respect for Mike. If I had my runnings, he had these runnings, you know what I mean? Good days and bad days, feeling down, can't motivate yourself. He's been in prison, crashing his car before he was supposed to fight me, and he's been through rocky roads, you know what I mean? I'm glad I met him today because it took a lot of pressure off me mentally. If you think I've been through a hard time, if you check him, Mike Tyson, what he's been through, and he's happy. I feel like a close brother to him, you know what I mean? After yourself, yeah? Respect, boss. Respect, man. Respect, boss. It's nice meeting you, boss. I'm going back to England a very, very trillion times that happy man.
Frank not only got to the top of his tree and became the best in the world, but when Frank lost against Mike Tyson, he came back a hero. People loved him as much as if he had won. That is his legacy.
It's kind of made me the person I am, kind of thing, and made me want to push and strive and be successful in my life. I thank him for that, giving me that drive.
I just know that they love him over there in England. And he should take advantage of the love that the people have for him.
Meeting Mike Tyson again just put it all down to perspective. thought I had problems. I'm happy the way things have gone. There've been good days, there've been bad days, but overall, I'm a blessed boy from South London, so I've got to thank God.
As a kid, I didn't see how much he was putting on the line to give us the life that he wanted to give us. I'm very proud of him, very, very proud of him. Of everything he went through to give us the life that we got.
The winner and new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Bruno. Soon we'll come to the end of life's journey, and perhaps we'll never meet anymore, till we gather in heaven's bright city, far away on that beautiful shore. If we never meet again this side of heaven, as we struggle through this world and its strife, there's another meeting place somewhere in heaven, by the side of the river of life, where the charming roses bloom forever, and where separation comes